Hello, everyone. Welcome back to AndroCoder. This is Part 3 of HTML Crash Course. I will provide the link of Part 1 and Part 2 in description. In today's video, we are going to learn about Subscript and Superscript tags, pre-tag, page layout techniques, tags used inside the main tag, and many more. But before we dive into the details, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss any of our coding and web project tutorials. Let's jump right in. First of all, what we read in the Part 1 and Part 2 HTML tags is our HTML attributes. Inside HTML tags, along with tags, there are attributes meaning and details. Now, as we saw the Subscript and Superscript tags, sometimes on our web page, we might be creating a page related to chemistry. In that, when we write formulas related to chemistry, they might look like H2O. Or, let's say we need to write something else like C6H12O6, or we need to write CO2. In this way, these 2 and 6 are what we call superscript, the superscript meaning that part. The text that comes just slightly below normal text, we use all our tags to write it. So, how do we write all these tags? Let's say we need to write everything like this. First, we'll add a line, then we'll write. First, for the first paragraph, we'll write normal text, then our H, then we'll write 2, then we'll write O, then we'll write normally. If we save this and see, it will look something like this. H. Then this 2 has become the superscript, and our normal size is here. In this way, we can display chemical formulas. There is also the superscript to write mathematical formulas like 3 square equal to 9. This 2 the power of 3 is in superscript. To write this, we use the super tag. So, to write the super tag, we first create a paragraph. Then we write 3. Now we'll write SUP and put in 2 equals 29. So, what will appear in the superscript? After saving our superscript, the square of 3 becomes equal to 9. In this way, this mathematical formula is displayed for us. Next, let's talk about pre. What does pre do? It is used to display text without ignoring spaces and next line. You'll notice that for any paragraph. Now, here it could be that we create another normal paragraph. Within this, we can write many things and put space between them. Now, this sample text in all its different lines. But when we save and view it, this sample will be displayed in a single line for us. Why is that? Because by default, HTML counts your spaces. It counts your next line. Meaning, if we've saved all these spaces and notice after saving by giving space, when auto-formatting is happening, the spaces are being removed. In such cases, if we encounter a situation where we need to count a space, what do we do in that case? Just make this tag a pre-tag. Now, this space would not be automatically removed from the formatting. Now, when you display it, this space will automatically appear for you here. So, whenever we need self-written space, need a self-written next line, we use it. Now we will discuss the HTML layout. Sometimes it happens that we have to use tags that don't show any effect on our web page, but internally, how our web page is working. In this, first of all, we will talk about page layout techniques, of which the first technique is using semantic tags. Now, there are 2 types of tags inside HTML. One is our semantic tags, and the other is our non-semantic tags. Semantic tags have a clear meaning when you look at them. Like inside HTML, there is a tag called header, meaning our page has a header, which we create as a header or the page's footer, meaning everything related to the footer is written inside the footer. So from their names, it's understood that inside these tags, there are things actually happening. In non-semantic tags, which tag is used, it's not clear that things that can be understood by actually seeing them. Like there's a tag called div and span in HTML. It's not clear from their names that things can be only understood by actually seeing them. We understand that when there is a website's header, the details that present inside it will appear on top of the web page, and written inside the footer will appear on bottom of the web page. So in this way, categories are divided using semantic tags. Using semantic tags provides our website several benefits. Firstly, it makes our code more readable and allows us to write the codes within our HTML file in a more structured manner. Secondly, using semantic tags in creating any web page helps in improving its ranking for browser. Use the right tags for the right work. It's not about just creating a paragraph, a tag, or a heading tag, and then inserting our heading inside it and calling it our website's header. We have created a paragraph and mentioned that it's our website's footer. However, we should use these 3 tags for the header, main content, and footer. We will discuss these 3 semantic tags in detail. let's start by discussing our header tag. So to create a header for any website, if we have a normal HTML page, what will we do inside the body? We'll provide a space after the head. Going inside the body, what will we do first? We'll create our header. Inside the header, we can include various elements like our menu, which might have a link to our web page. Inside the header, you'll have options either to keep an education here or to keep your projects. We save it. Run it once. The education part has come, and there are the projects. Our header contains both these things. We don't see it. Visually, it's not visible to us, but if you change background color of header, then you will clearly see that part. When browser reads your code to rank the web page, it clearly shows how you've structured your website. Like we've created the header. Now we want both these things to appear on the same line. What do? We write it in the form of a paragraph. Make it a paragraph tag. Put them inside pre-tags so that we can give some space. Now save it. And now our page will look somewhat like this. We have the header at the top. Education is there. Here, our footer. The part between the website's header and footer comes inside the main content, meaning whatever content you have for the main content, and here, additional information you provide inside the footer. We use H5 for it. Contact me, it's hello@ac.com. Let's save this. Now here's our header part, and this is our footer part, and in between, the things that are our main content. This is how our website's layout will be designed. Talking about the main tag, inside the main tag, we'll divide three major parts, with the first being our section tag part. Section tag is used for sectioning on your page, meaning if we want to divide our page into sections. Here we'll write about our experience. Here we'll write about our education. Here we'll write about our project. So to create that section, we use the section tag. Like above, inside the header, we write here, My Project. This will become our major heading for you. What to do inside the main tag. Inside the main tag, we'll start by creating a section. Inside this section, we'll write about our education. In the education section, we can write NITCEOI. After that, we can write the name of our school. We've written the school name. In this way, we can write basic things. So this becomes our first section. After that, we'll move on to creating second section for our experience. In the experience section, we can write some things. Experience. Here we can write things like Microsoft and Ms. Intern. Now we've written both, so let's save and look on the page. It will seem like we could have written within a normal, simple line inside a paragraph. But we'll truly understand the actual content when we change the background color. Now we can see the difference between sections. Next, let's talk about the article tag, where we can write about various articles related to our page. For example, if we want to write something about ourselves, let's say inside the main tag, we want to write something in the form of articles, like my story if we want to share about ourselves, where we mention where we belong and why we're interested in coding. Why are we learning web designing? What are our goals? What changes do we want to bring? Whatever field our interest lies in, towards that interest. So, all these things can be written here. This will go inside the article tag. And the third tag that's about to come is our aside tag. Now, the job of the aside tag is to represent additional information, which is not part of our main content. For instance, many websites have scattered ads on top of them, displaying additional information that is not actually part of our content. So you don't want browser to read your website in such a way that it thinks this content is part of your main content. You want browser to read only your main content. Therefore, you need to specify within your HTML that which part is not part of your main content. For this purpose, we use our aside tag. If we want to display an ad, let's say we want to run an ad in the main section, we'll write aside, and inside it, we'll put this is an ad. After saving this, we can view the statement, this is an ad. Let's move on to the next topic. That is our anchor tag. In this tag, we discussed that we write this tag to add our link. We can redirect users to any link, but within the anchor tag, there's another attribute called target. After writing target, if you add /main in its value, what happens until now is we clicked on the link. The same page used to open. For example, if we want to go here, we created an anchor tag href is equal to, let's take google.com as an example. Now, if we save this and click on Google, our google.com opens within the same page. But if we type another tribute target is equal to inside this equal to. If you put /main, what happens is so far we used to click on the link. The same page. But now in the new tab, our google.com will open. So whenever we want to open the link in the next tab, we use target /main. In addition to this, we can make our pictures clickable. How are we creating a clickable picture? Whatever text we use, clicking on it opens a link. We just need to insert an image instead of that text. Like, what are we going to do here? Write an image tag imgsrc equal to body.jpg, save and run. Now, if we go to our main page, pay attention, a big body image has appeared here. If we want to adjust this temporarily, we also set its height. Height is equal to 100, the image. Now, if we click on this, google.com will open for us because the image clickable is showing here. Within the image standard, we can do some things, like we just set its height. We can also set width. To maintain the aspect ratio, now let's talk about our div tag, the two main tags we'll discuss here. In this part, the div and span, both of these are important HTML tags that are often used. If we talk about div, dev is a container, and inside it, HTML elements are often used. Dev had some specific tasks, like paragraphs were written inside it, headings were marked up inside it. Dev doesn't have its own specific work. That's why this tag is also called non-semantic. Dev's major role is to wrap around other tags. Like, if we look at what we do inside our main, we create a div tag. Here, we created a dev. Now save and run it. If we view it on our page, then we cannot see anything. The only visible thing is space that created between image and footer by div tag because we have not written anything inside our div. Div height is set by default to 0, and div is a block element. It means div tag use entire screen width of our device. Now, if we insert a paragraph inside it, like, hello world, as soon as we put something inside the div, it appears inside our page. Div can be used in many places. Suppose you write paragraphs like, hello world, projects, and Microsoft. Now create another div tag with paragraphs bye, goodbye, and minutes save it, and when you see it on your screen, all the paragraphs are appearing. But here, first 3 paragraphs are within the same div, and other paragraphs are inside the other div. Now, to see these divs, we use style attribute. It helps us to use CSS without any additional CSS file. We'll read the CSS later. Now, let's change the text color and background color of divs. When you save it, you can see the difference between both divs by blue and black background colors. This is a list of different DV tags. We have already discussed about some of them. You have noticed that our paragraphs are not taking that much space, but our div tag is taking unnecessary space, means it's taking the width of whole screen. To fix this issue, we can use span tag. As a replacement of div, it depends on your need. If you want to show anything in whole screen, then you can use div tag. But if you don't want to cover whole screen for your content, then you can use span tag. Span tag is enclosing as much space as needed. Necessary to give space to that element, it will not use whole screen width. If we replace our div tag with span tag, and when we save it, the highlighted red texts will show us that this is our span limiter. Span is an inline element. It means it takes width as per the size of elements present inside it. This is a list of different span tags. We have already discussed about some of them. For example, our anchor tag, BR tag, italic, and bold tag, these all are inline elements. So now our level 3 is completed. Don't forget to subscribe to the Andro Coder channel and turn on those notifications so you can stay up to date with our coding tutorials and exciting web projects. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time, happy coding. That's a wrap for today's video. If you found this information helpful, don't hesitate to give us a thumbs up and leave your comments down below. Share this video with anyone you know who's interested in learning coding on their mobile device. As always, stay curious, keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.